driver cell phone setup. What I should do is just take Uber rides and live stream. But then I'll get California riders like, oh my god, my likeness is on the YouTube. Jesus Christ! It's like, look, your mom has already taken thousands of pictures of you and threw them all over Facebook. It's on IG and everything else like that. You're gonna be okay. So, anyways, we're experimenting with this format. I want to see how it works out. I want to talk about a couple things top of my mind. I had some time to drive because I'm going to the hospital, taking care of my dad. He's in the hospital, been there for a week or so. He's okay, stabilizing, but still. So get to the show. Stop talking about your own personal issues. Sorry, you're right. I want to go into how there's like this myth that in Silicon Valley that like since Mark Zuckerberg slid out of his mother's vagina, he always knew that he was going to create Facebook and then eventually create safe superintelligence, or the hell he calls it, and Reality Labs. Always knew there was no tinkering to get there. When history of just business and also research and science, a lot of it's freaking tinkering. Like the bro who came up with the microwave, he was tinkering on something, and then he noticed eventually he's like, I'm so hungry, I'm gonna grab that chocolate bar out of my pocket, and I realized that thing was like was melted, and he was like, oh wait a minute, I somehow heated up my pockets. Oh, whatever I was doing caused me to heat up my pockets, so I'm going to tinker some more, and then the microwave was invented, and rejoice, we have Hot Pockets. And that's cool because scientists is humble enough to like recognize that's how it happened. But business, you want to get your bibliography done, and then you want to have some historicism where you try to act like, oh well, we're very smart, we always know what we're doing here, we never tinker. So if you want to come work with smart people, come work with us. And that's good. It's good hiring PR. You get the right people into your organization. You don't want to be like, hey, actually, just like everyone else in their life, we don't know what the hell we're doing. We're making it up as we go. We're smart enough to at least say when things are failing, we're going to cut our losers, but then when we find a winner, we're going to double down. But that's not really a good marketing message, right? It doesn't stroke the ego enough. So I've really been thinking about these AI labs in the history of ChatGPT. Right now, everyone's looking at the ChatGPT guys and gals and saying, rightfully so, these people are rock stars, blah, blah, blah. Get it? Great. But folks forget that in 2020, GPT-3 was released. Now, there's a fine-tuned version. So GPT-3 was released in 2020, and then ChatGPT came out in 2022. Now, if you would have asked the researchers and product teams and leaders at OpenAI when they released GPT-3, they would have said, oh, this is going to be it. People are going to love it. They're all going to see. They're going to go use our API, and they're going to type in messages, and it's going to come back with them, and it's going to do completions for you. It's going to create blog posts. It's going to help you do stuff and whatnot. It's going to work. And they released it, and only thing I ever heard about it was one of my homies in my WhatsApp group was like, hey, I got this device, Jordan, where like, I know right now you're getting a lot of guests to come to your blog and write stuff, but if you just give me questions, this thing will come back and like write blog posts for you. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I gave him like requests of what to write, and it came back with stuff. And I'm like, oh wow, you're not paying a ghostwriter for this? Like, no ghostwriter or nothing. And I was like, oh, that's super cool. How do I use it? So you use the API, but like you gotta like get Python and do all this. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, I don't want to do that. Come on now, ain't nobody got time for that. I don't want to maintain any technical debt or any crap like that. And so I was like, whatever. And then eventually they created like the system screen where it was like a UI. And you could type to it, and it would give you back completions. I forgot the name of it, but I was using that for a while. But I was still kind of like, boring. And then it was when ChatGPT came out with its 3.5 fine-tune that was then connected to a chat UI, the world lost its effing mind. Now, no one at OpenAI expected any of that to happen. They thought 3.0 was going to be their magnum opus, and it was going to be perfect, but it didn't work out. So then they stumbled into ChatGPT, and they were smart enough to tell their AI alignment people and the long-term alignment folks to shut up. Not the preparedness team. The preparedness team does all the safety work and making sure the bad guys don't hurt people. We love those people. Mwah. But long-term preparedness folks are like, what about if this becomes AGI and it kills everyone? We shouldn't launch this. And Sam was like, you shut the fuck up. We're going to launch it. So they launched it. And the rest is history. Now, the problem with that, though, is once they started getting all their money, more money was coming into the company, sometimes egos arise. We start thinking about, what do we really want to do with this company? It's like, the users want this from us, but what do we want to do? And so most of these tech companies, even though the VCs and stuff say, oh, don't go to college, it's a waste of time, and don't go to Silicon Valley, and don't go live in a gated community, what you mostly see is they hire all people who come from college. They'll all go from elite colleges, Harvard, Stanford, and things like that, who all travel in the same circles. And so you get these, not 1%ers, trillionth percenters, like trillionth 1%ers are running these companies. And they're in these circles where they all drink the same Kool-Aid, and they're all very intellectual, and they all think about grand ambitions and things like that, which is okay. Because of that, they have this internal grief, and they feel that, or guilt. Like they're not Catholic like I am. They don't have the real Catholic guilt that I have. Like, oh God, I stepped on a crack. I broke my mother's back. I'm going to hell. No, they have this type of grief of, we're self-hating tech employees, and some of our technologies can be addictive. Some of them believe this. Some of them actually use it as a way of kind of like stroking your ego. Some of them actually, assume they believe in what they're doing is bad. So they have this guilt. And then they also feel like, oh, my friends are scientists and they're researchers and they're curing cancer and they're doing this great, and I'm just creating this chat app. I want to go do something better. Let's see. Sadlit looks like you look like a mega swine. As bad as your mom or yourself. I got to see a picture of your mom first so I can compare where I'm at. So, they have all that going on. And they then think, okay, well, actually, what can we do better for society? So let's start releasing all these different products here. Let's release things for researchers. Let's start focusing on cancer research. Let's focus on all these different highfalutin things. But at the same time, they forget about, oh, wait a minute, what made us successful? Oh, this product that serves a 99% that we think is cool, but it doesn't really drive us and get us excited. And that's a trap that some of these companies fall into, of you get people creating A, but they really want to create B, but A is what pays the bills. And we hear this talk about like mercenaries and missionaries, and you need a missionary-only company. OpenAI had a whole hell of a lot of missionaries who fired Sam Altman, didn't want to release product, and half of them went to go to Anthropic, and then wanted to start testifying in front of Congress that a lot of these things should not be released. But then there's the case of the mercenaries, and the mercenaries are the ones who are like, yeah, we're here, we want to make money because we have a family. We don't come from money. We have mortgages to pay. We like to have kids, and we like to enjoy our weekends. So, can we produce something that makes money, and not produce something that we think is just cool or good for society? And so you need that tension within organizations. And so we're pushing the 3-year anniversary of ChatGPT launch, and for the last 3 years, I painstakingly made my argument that OpenAI is not going to be beaten by Google or Facebook or anyone else. OpenAI can only possibly be beaten by themselves. They will only fail if they try to chase too many shiny things and forget what their core use case is. And I believe their core use case is to help people get rid of bullshit work out of their life and give them the ability to tap into world-class advice through a chat interface without having to pay shit for it, without having to hurt your ego for asking a question, and without any judgment. That's what I think they should be focusing on. And that's where they're going to make all their money. And that's why I've been bullish on the company. And that's why I'm kicking myself multiple times at opportunities with them. I So you've seen that recently. Anthropic has realized, oh crap, OpenAI is eating us on the consumer side, and we're still in this weird regulate us. We really need to dial down on what's important. And they decided to dial down on what's important, which was, we're going to make Claude Code a thing. That's what our business is going to be about. That's where we're going to make money. And I know internally a lot of people in Anthropic are probably like, well, what about this and that and meh. And Dario's got to play this game. He dug his own hole doing it. This is his grave he's lying in. Of saying, okay, I know we have all these grand aspirations, but we're raising money. We got bills to pay. We need a product that is going to allow us to survive the onslaught from all of our competitors right now. And we need to focus on making Claude one of the best coding tools out there. Well, you didn't say Claude, Sonnet, Opus, Mega. I don't give a F anymore. Okay, I'm tired of the whole marketing stuff. We got to make sure that Anthropic's product is world-class in code, and that's what we're doing. And the people who are like, but I really want to go cure cancer, and blah, 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 blah. That's great. I hope you realize, though, that there's a lot of cancer researchers who just need BS scripts created to help them with administrative upkeep. And by the fact that we're producing this coding tool actually allows them to take care of the administrative crap so they can focus on cancer. So you're indirectly helping them do that. But I directly want to work on more. Okay, go. Leave. Go to their company. That's fine. So, to kind of like put a pin in all of this is we're at the 3-year anniversary of OpenAI. Google will not be able to crush them. Facebook will not be able to crush them. No one's going to be able to crush them. Only themselves right now. They have a little, and I love the company. I think it's fantastic. They have user blindness in the sense that they are not their user, and they're trying to build for what they're shadow boxing what they imagine what their user to be. The 0.01 percenters who went to great Ivy League schools and things like that. It's in the back of their minds, and it's causing this a little bit of confusion. I'm not ringing the bell and saying, oh, there's doomed. No, the company's great, and I still think they can continue to chase around wherever they want. I think when they go after things like Sora 2 and whatnot, I think it's great for marketing because it keeps their name in the press, and that's the most important part right now in that game. They are only as good as their next fundraise, and they want to continue to be being seen as calling the shots. They're not going to out and out and be like, yo, the Sora 2 thing's a fun experiment. We're not really going to take out TikTok. No one honestly believes that. And we're not going to take out YouTube Shorts. No one in the Valley seriously believes that. But we're not going to be stupid enough and come out and dispel those rumors. No, we want people to talk about that. Like I said before, there's nothing worse in creation, in relationships, or anything else, or in product, for people to instead of liking your product, feeling nothing towards your product. But Jordan, what about hate? What about hating your product? No, hate is actually good because people are talking about your product. And for one person who goes around hating it, like I always hate on Workday and Concur, they're going to hear me on this show talking about how much I hate it. There's going to be 90 people who might listen to this, or let's say 50 people who listen, and 40 might say, you're right, that product does suck, or I never used it, I'm not going to try it. But then one person might say, you know what, but I haven't heard about it before, and I don't really trust the bald guy, but maybe I'll look into it. And I look into it, actually, you know what? There's a little bit of hyperbole going on there with the bald guy, and I'm from finance. I don't really use the product. I just make sure that the drones use it, and it's actually achieving my goal of keeping our costs down. I think I'll be signing up for Workday or Concur. So, OpenAI needs to continue to stay in front of the limelight. It's important. That's great. At the same time, it needs to not miss out on the opportunities that are being presented to itself on the consumer side for really to start knocking out consumer use cases well and building the unsexy functionality, features that don't get you the Nobel Prize or get you on the cover of Atlantic or anything like that, but keep the company going and making it so that you become the top dog and dominate. And Google had to go through this period of time too with search. I mean, like, oh, do we really want to do more stuff on search? Bleh. But then once the bank was fully secured and the chocolate river is going and you had more money than God, then you can go into crusading mode and start saying, let's go play with this and go play with that and go try this and that and that and this. So anyways, those are some of my thoughts, top of my mind. There was no stream today. Well, this is just a test stream. Actually, I'll put something out to y'all. Thinking about possibly doing bit of a pivot on the show and maybe doing more shorts with me and Joe. Maybe doing live streams when we eat barbecue and stuff like that, so you can just hear it from the horse's mouth what we're talking about, and you don't have to wait forever. And then maybe doing in-person events in the Bay Area for like meetups and people who are connected to the Discord group and things like that, or people who just want to show. Being that things are changing in my life, old man's getting sicker, things like that, time's getting crunched. So I want to make something that's sustainable and can keep going. So would love to hear what you all would think about if we did less Monday and Wednesday live streams, maybe did more shorts on the weekend, and we do 4 shorts a month, maybe a live stream once a month or something, and then when we have time, maybe an in-person event or something in the Bay Area. Love to hear what you all think about that. If you all will be willing to continue to support that, we have patrons right now. We have patrons and YouTube channel supporters. We'd probably move the Patreon support to YouTube. So it's easier for us to share content, and then for people who do support us, put some of the shorts through a paywall. It's easier for you to download it and have it in the right platform, so you don't have to go through the rigmarole of clicking through X, Y, and Z. Anyways, hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and talk to you all later. Peace. Now, let me see how I can end this thing. This is my first one. I think I hit the X button. I do. Bye.